So recently the finals dropped 2.6.0 and that came with Terminal Attack, a new game mode, as well as other balance changes and also a devlog about the rank system. And I kind of want to look at that and see if we can dig a little deeper into their words and try to see where the game is going to go and what is happening right now. So let's get right into it. All right, so before we go straight into it, this is written by Matt Lowe, and Matt Lowe is the design director for the finals. So we can assume that this person knows what they're talking about and they know how the rank system works. But that doesn't mean they're going to say everything about the rank system. But we can kind of assume that whatever they say is going to be somewhat accurate to whatever the rank system is. And in this first part, before like the main meat of the dev blog, he talks about how the goal of ranked matches in any multiplayer PvP game is to let players test their skills against other players, show off their abilities, and have fun improving over time. So you can see he did sort of like this 5-paragraph essay thing where you have an argument and you state that argument with 3 sort of evidences to support that argument. And those 3 things are let players test their skill against other players, show off their abilities, and have fun improving over time. And then he says the fun part is critical here. Ranked players don't really want to get free wins all the time, as that doesn't test their skills. They also don't want to get crushed by their opponents all the time because repeatedly losing isn't much fun either. As a result, the ideal scenario is creating fair ranked matches where players on all teams have similar skill levels, which leads to a good challenge but also gives you a reasonable chance to win. For ranked modes to create these ideal matches, we need some way to measure skill. So here in this first beginning paragraph, he tries to talk about the initial reason why we want ranked matches. And he states these 3 examples, and he sort of implies that the balance of all 3 of these examples is what creates a good ranked system. And he uses this to sort of maneuver his way into a transition into how do you measure skill. So he sort of divided these parts of the dev block into sort of quotes on like the main ideas for each of these sort of sections. And for this first one, he says, for ranked modes to create these ideal matches, we need some way to measure skill. And basically in this, he just talks about skill-based matchmaking, talking about like what exactly should be measured in calculating skill in a game. Probably the most important part is probably this last part here. It says the challenge is that most FPS games, especially objective-based FPS games like the finals, aren't just about eliminating opposing players. There are objectives to capture or steal, revives that can save teams from being eliminated, well-timed goo grenades that seal off an objective, or a clutch dome shield deployment that saves a key player from death. Is it possible to determine which of these actions has the most impact on a win, which is the most impactful skill, and is that always the most impactful skill? Or he's trying to say like in other games, such as games that only rely on kills, or like team deathmatch, or like COD, or something like that, the only thing that really matters is like your kills and stuff. But for an objective-based game like the finals, that is not the case because like things that you can do can also help you win other than getting kills. So there's a lot of things to consider whenever you're trying to make a rank system on a game like the finals is what he's trying to say. But he also sort of like ends off this section with a bunch of questions. And he never really answers this and he never really says if that is a thing that is currently happening in the game where throwing a goo grenade can improve your skill rating. It never says that. The next section says, is it possible to determine which of these actions has the most impact on a win, which is the most impactful skill, and is that always the most impactful skill? And to follow up from the previous section, he sort of says a common way to reduce the complexity is by simplifying skill into just wins and losses and what the skill level of your enemies are. And he says that this is a common approach that PvP games do because people who win are doing things in the game that leads to a win, so therefore you can sort of measure their skill through that. In this whole section, he's sort of still talking about PvP games in general, but at the last sentence he says, rating skill for a game like the finals has a lot of additional complexity, but this covers the fundamentals. So I think what he's saying is that the finals does use a system using win-loss, and it calculates the elo of the enemy team, but it also has some other things that it also calculates, but he doesn't ever go into detail about them. And in the next section, he sort of talks about season 1 of the finals. And the main thing I got from this section is that they really focused on the journey of the rank system rather than the actual display of ranked. So what does that mean? So in season 1, they had every player start at the lowest rank bronze 4, I think. Basically, as you play, you just kept getting your rating or whatever, and you kept going up. And this is sort of the journey they're trying to say is like they want you to start in the lowest rank so you can have the feeling of going up the ranks as you play ranked. So this is sort of the journey they're sort of saying. But they're also saying in this section that there's this hidden skill rating that shows your actual skill rating, and your shown rank can be different than your actual rank. So if you were a bronze, you could be going against a platinum player, but you guys in reality probably have the same hidden skill rating, but your shown rank is just different. And this caused a lot of confusion, and that's why a lot of people are complaining about being in the same rank as diamonds and stuff like that, playing in the same games as diamonds. But in reality, you guys are probably sort of the same skill rating, at least the hidden skill rating. Now, the shown skill rating is not the same as the hidden one because you can be bronze, but you could also be in a skill rating that is higher than bronze, if that makes sense. And I'm not sure why they chose this, but that's sort of what they decided to do in order to favor this sort of journey experience. And to really push this point home, and in season 1, the game matched you based on your hidden skill rating. So that means if you're a bronze and you're really good, your hidden skill rating would probably be very high, and you would be matched against other high skill rating, and they could also be many different ranks. So like if there's a plat with a high hidden skill rating, you'll probably be matched against them, not based on your shown rank. So you want to be matched against other bronzes. You'll be matched on your hidden skill rank. But the issue is that your shown rank is what determined how many fame points you got to rank up to the next shown rank. So like if you're bronze and you got first place, you got a whole bunch of fame points. But if you were platinum and you were in that same match with the bronze, you would gain very little for getting first place in comparison to that bronze, even though you guys were same in the hidden skill rank. So that was the main issue of season 1. People were mainly getting fame points based on their shown rank, not on their hidden skill rank. So that's why it felt like the season was a grind to get the diamond rather than a real training arc or training montage, really based on how much you played and not how high your skill was. And obviously, they had a lot of backlash because of this system. And in season 2, the one we're currently in, they changed it up a little bit. They made it so that the hidden skill rating is more accurate to the shown skill rating. And they made it so that after placements, you're more likely to place below your actual skill rating. So, like, if you place gold 2, you're probably plat or diamond skill rating hidden. Basically, they did this so that it reduces sort of the journey, but also keeps it in there. So like if you place gold, you can have the feeling of going up to plat, you can have the feeling of going up to diamond, while also being somewhat closer to your hidden skill rating, which is what players wanted because they wanted to know exactly where they were sort of in the leaderboards and ranking wise. But still, players still complain about it, and basically he writes about it in this section. The overwhelming feedback from our competitive players is that they would prefer to play a more traditional FPS ranked mode with an ELO style rating system where their visible skill/league rating is an accurate measure of their skill level, but where they may not experience much skill growth or rank progress during a season. And this is sort of the thing they keep talking about is the hidden skill rating and the visible skill rating. They're trying to compromise and sort of bring these two things together, but they also don't want to give up on one of them. Compromise between the journey of ranked and the actual rank. And so in the final section, he sort of talks about what can we do to fix this. And obviously, they don't want to do any significant changes for this season. He says skill ratings and league systems are nearly impossible to change in the middle of the season. Drastic changes now would mean sudden and massive changes in match quality, sudden rating changes, and so on. This would end up feeling broken, confusing, and unfair. Instead, each new season allows the ranking system to be freshly reset without causing ill will. So basically, their plan is for season 3, the rank system will have another huge change. And I'm not really a big fan of this because I'd rather have the rank system changed like immediately so people can give their feedback faster and we can get to that ultimate ranked experience very quickly. Rather than just waiting season by season, where seasons are lasting 3 months or something, we're probably not going to get to the ultimate rank system that we want until probably season 5 or something like that, many months later, which I'm not a very big fan of. At least they're moving towards the goal slowly but surely. But the one thing they did change with update 2.6 was that They reduced the size of ranked tournaments from 46 or from 48 to 24, and this makes it easier to find people of your own skill rating while also reducing the queue time so you can find matches faster. And I think this is a good change, but I think the main issue with the ranked right now, other than the ranking system itself, is that the downtime is a little too much because like you can finish a round and then have to wait like an additional 2 minutes to get into the server, wait for the other teams to finish their overtime. And I think the downtime is the main reason why it feels like a chore to play ranked. But other than that, this is an interesting blog. I think there's a lot of filler in this, to be honest. A lot of it is sort of theoretical, and some of it can be very confusing. For example, some of the things they said they will add in season three, he says our plan now is to rework the rank league system again at the start of season three to give a fresh experience that should feel better, be more informative, and be more closely linked to actual skill. We plan to include an end of match summary, which is something I think we already have. Like you have an end of match summary after you finish the game, like your total combat score during the whole tournament and stuff like that. That informs you about your performance and rank. And we sort of already have that also because you can see the arrows going up or down at the end of the game. And also shares the rank and level of your opponents, which is something you can already see in game. And then this is something he says we aren't showing right now, which is a little confusing because I'm not sure exactly what he means by that because they are showing these things right now. But I assume what he's talking about in season three, these things won't be shown in game. They will only be seen after the game ends. And I think that's a good change because right now people are actively avoiding teams that are higher skill level than them because they don't want to fight a losing fight. Like if a gold team is going against a diamond team, they're less likely to attack that diamond team simply because they are diamond. This makes sense because like if you think the enemy is better than you, of course you're not going to go into a fight where you are more likely to lose. And this is where the perceived ranked is just sort of making the game a little worse and leads to more third parties, which is not a very fun experience. And yeah, I think in season three we'll definitely have a better rank system, but um, it's going to take a little bit, it seems like. So let's tie this back to Matt Lowe's original claim. He says the goal of ranked matches in any multiplayer PvP game is to let players test their skill against other players, show off their abilities, and have fun improving over time. And since we've now understand sort of this journey of rank as sort of the fun aspect of this rank system, and what I mean by fun aspect is like the devs believe that going up in rank is fun. So like if you start at bronze, it's fun to go to silver to gold to plat and then eventually you hit diamond. But as these two seasons have already shown is that people don't really want that. And the way they went about this is very weird because the main issue that people had with the first season and the second season was that the shown rank wasn't accurate at all. And that really ruins the fun of the game. Because like right now, people aren't having fun because they're going against three diamonds on their they're going against three diamonds, well they're which is the highest rank by the way. And I do believe there should be more ranks to really show what rank a person is. Diamond doesn't seem to be a very good achievement even in this season. But yeah, it doesn't feel good to play a game where you can see the enemy team's rank and you feel like you're losing because of that rank. So they're really missing out on the fun aspect. It seemed like their aspect of fun in ranked is just going up ranks. And that's not really what people seem to want. People want to have accurate shown ranks and have hidden ranks that are representative of that shown rank. Now that they know this, we can see that they're going to make a better rank system, hopefully. So if you've watched my previous videos about the rank system and you're interested to see how this like sort of compares to my theory, the only thing that does seem to be confirmed is that win-loss ratios do matter. And also like the rankings of your enemies seem to matter, according to this person. So in that way, I was wrong because I assumed that your performance and your team's performance in the enemy team's ranks didn't really matter. But according to this person, which is a person that literally works on the game, that seems to be wrong because it seems that enemy ranks do matter Other than that, I can't really tell what else they could be using to justify rank because it seems like there's some other stuff. Because he said there was some added complexity, but who knows? He seems like those two things are the main aspects. But yeah, if you're interested to watch my previous videos about the rank system, you can find it in the outro. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope I can continue making videos and people will watch them. Subscribe, like, comment what you guys think. Yeah, see you later.